Hello, everyone. You're welcome to this session of Need to Know series. I have somebody very special today. It's somebody I've known for years, and we happen to reconnect today. We both grew up in the country of Nigeria and had the privilege of, attending the same church when we were younger. But right now, I'm in North America. He and his family now make their home in Australia. I'd like to welcome Dr. Segun Ajagbe. You're welcome onto this session.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother. It's a privilege to be here.
Yeah, it's good to see you again after how many years now? I'm familiar with the concept Japa. Or what I don't think Japa was a norm when you were in Nigeria, was it?
No, it wasn't in vogue then.
When I left in 2017, that term was not commonplace. But I think along the line, the emigration of Nigerians became so high that some people call it that name. But my sincere prayer is that God will help us, because Nigeria is a great country. We just need the right leadership. We have wonderful people doing very well, exceptionally well everywhere. Just hopefully with time things will normalize. Well, let's get back. One of the things, because we grew up together, I don't know much about your background or your parents, but I know that at some point, I don't even know how old we were then, there was news that you lost your dad, and I imagine that would have been a very dark period. Can you start from that day and tell us your story, how the family received it? Maybe even tell us what position you are in the family, what responsibilities immediately became obvious, and how you navigated up to where you are today.
Well, I think the story we did not start that day.
Okay.
The story started the day I met Jesus.
Okay, beautiful.
See, I was in high school. We were on one holiday, and somebody came to visit an auntie. She was in a college of education then, and she just spoke to me about Jesus Christ and accepted on a holiday. She spent 3 days with us and said, look, all you need to do is just pray and read your Bible. And that's all I did. That holiday, I'm not sure if I did not finish your Bible.
Wow.
I spent so much time praying that within 3 days, everybody was asking, something is wrong with you, you're strange, something's wrong about you, something is changed about you.
How old were you?
By the time, I think I was around maybe 14.
Wow, okay.
So by the time I got to school the following term, I'll be in the class, and during lunch break, I won't go out. I'll be in the class praying. If there's too much class, I go into the school farm to go and pray. It became my lifestyle. Then it was later I went to church. But why I said this then was that normally I went to St. Anthony's Secondary School. It was in GRA in Ilorin.
What?
St. Anthony's Secondary School.
Okay.
Yeah. And my house is in Gakambi.
Okay.
So after closing, a lot of us walk home. We talk, we play. Now, gradually everybody goes to their turn. Now, at the point when I'm left alone, one day something happened to me. In my house, we have a food timetable.
Okay.
And I know it by heart. So that was just came to me. Tonight, this afternoon, you're going to eat also food at home. And I said, how possible? That was already yesterday. It cannot be the same today. And I got home, it was what I heard. I was like, what is this? Now, from that day, every day I'm left alone walking home, that voice comes back. And he told me so many things that I cannot even recount. Every day, it's a daily occurrence. The time you wake me up in the night, I will pray through the night, read my Bible. It becomes just normal to me. So fast forward to the day that my father died. Normally my church is my house. From school, when I joined church.
I remember that.
From school to church, from church to school, it was my life. So I came back from church that day. It was in the evening. I finished, that time I'd finished SS3. And I just got home, I heard a lot of noise. What's happening here? They say my dad died.
Was it
You
ill?
know? No. Yeah, it was a little bit here, but nothing significant.
Okay, so there was no warning, as it were.
There was no warning. So I went to the sitting room. I just passed all of them. I just passed through them and went straight to my room. No, I sat by the side of my bed and I started asking God questions. By the time I knew it was God that was talking to me all those times, I eventually got to know. So we became friends and we discussed a lot of things. So I asked him, why did you allow my father to die? You know he's my friend. Why did you even tell me before this happened? I don't know how many questions I asked God that day. I didn't cry. How many questions? I don't know how many questions I asked him. When I finished all my ranting, he just said, look up. I look up. Say, look at your table. I look at it. Say, what's there? Say, my Bible. Say, pick it up. Yeah, pick it up. I don't know whether I opened it or the Bible opened itself. That Bible opened to Psalm 91. And he said, read. And I read from verse 1 to verse 16. And that was all. He didn't say anything again. That scripture say, he that dwells in the secret place of Most High God shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Surely he will deliver me from the son of the fowler. You know, and it's full of promises.
Yes.
That was what God said, and that was all. And we are 6 children, and I'm number 1.
Wow, you're the first one. Okay.
I'm the first one. Just finishing secondary school. What is the way forward? You know? But God made a promise to me, and I can tell you, my brother, since that day up to now, there's not a single of that promise that has failed. That is my story.
Wow, that's remarkable. That's remarkable. So the first time I got to become aware of you, I'm just trying to remember. I'm not sure if it was that you were playing drums or it was when Reverend Olu Peters. I don't know which one came before, because Reverend Olu Peters was around from 1984 to 1994. I remember,
That's right. That's right.
Incidentally, I'm in very close contact with him now in Canada. So I talk with him. I'm sure he'll be excited to watch this video, by the way. And so I know that because he was a dynamic minister, and I know that I would see you. I used to envy you back then, think, look at this boy. He's enjoying because he was somebody we all looked up to, and I knew that you had a good rapport. And then later on, I also know that the same relationship you had with Reverend Odebiri later on when Reverend Peters left. So, but I know that the drums was particular because remember, I don't know if you remember when I became a Christian in 95, June 15. One of the things I wanted to do differently, I wanted to learn how to play the drums. And I don't know if you remember that you were the one who had taught me how to play drums. In fact, one a friend of mine knew that I became a Christian was when he saw me playing drums because it was complicated. He said, no, there must be something happening to this thing. Because my conversion was much later, June 15, 1995. I was in university 300 level. And I remember that I would go to Pastor Odebiri's house and you were there and they had drums. They had drums in his house, but I'm not sure if the drums were ever played in the house or they were played in the church, UMCA Chapel Tanke. Yeah. It's amazing. Well, I mean, even then.
Reverend Olu Peters.
Yeah.
Reverend Olu Peters is my, I don't know to call him my father or my angel or my, I don't know what to call him. That man, I can never forget him.
Yeah.
There are a lot of stories with him. I lived with my uncle in Ilorin. My father was not in Ilorin. Okay. And I used to go from school to church, from church to home. My uncle was complaining that I don't come, I'm not always at home. I tell her that I'm always in church. So one night, he took me in his car when I go to around 9 o'clock at night. I was president of the youth fellowship.
Okay. Okay.
And took me to church to confirm whether I was actually coming from church. Took me to Reverend Ajagbe's house because Reverend Ajagbe was his friend. That one said, look, I'm not the person to talk about this boy. Go to Olu Peters. So he took me to Olu Peters that night. He told Olu Peters a lot about me. I don't come home, even though I'm doing well academically. He's not happy that I'm not always at home. I lied at church. Maybe I'm following some bad boys. He's not sure. Olu Peters said, he said, if in the whole of this church, say if there's one youth I can vouch for, it is this boy. He said, we're together this night up till around 8:30 when the church closed. He said, but if you don't want him to serve God, no problem. He said, I will remove him. But to be on record that this boy wanted to serve God, but you stopped him. That was what solved my uncle's problem. That was the last time I had to stop going to church.
See.
When my father died, I got to know several years after. Reverend Olu Peters did everything that about me. I can't tell how much he did. And when he was leaving, I handed me over to Reverend Odebiri to take care of me. That man kept me in church. That man, God will bless him. I can't tell what he's done for me. I can't finish saying it.
You know, it's amazing that. So what I liked about him is that he was very charismatic. He was a light in the room. He was contemporary with Reverend George, remember Ajagbe of
Rema.
And I know he also visited my house every once in a while, with my parents. We'll have dinner and talk, and I just liked the fact that he lit the room. You won't believe that.
No, what many people don't know is that Reverend Olu Peters is the one that kept us the youth in UMCA.
Exactly.
If not for him, all of us would have gone.
Yes.
Because you see, every year we have this watch night service. Who come and give present a special number. So 1 year, myself, Segun, Tayo Remu, and some other people, we went to Mark McDowell.
Okay.
No, I don't know if you know Mark McDowell.
I know Mark,
yeah. Mark had a studio. Mark had a studio in his house.
Oh, okay.
And Segun said we should come together. Let's go and let's sing the song. So we went to Mark's house. We practiced the song. About 3 songs. I remember those songs saying, Daddy sang big, Mommy sang to me and brother, we sing soprano. Thank God for gospel music. Thank God that we can sing. Thank God for sweet melody. I can't forget that stuff. Yeah. So we carried Mark's studio, we took it to church on what night service. And we sang and played the instrument there. And then when people came and say, I'm so shocked that we have people like this in this church. That we have boys who can play like this. That was how they called us, say, go and list all the instruments you need, we'll buy for you. And he went to chapel committee, advocated for us, and that's how chapel band was formed.
I see.
So that's what drew all of us and kept us in UMCA. We're already going to Rema.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, I was already going to Rema. But that's that time that Living Faith was started at that time too. Living was close to my house. I go to Living Faith, go to Rema, in the week, that's where we go. Go and charge yourself up with the word.
Yes.
But our parents go to UMCA. We go to all those other churches because the word is there, power is there, music is there.
Yes.
He saw that and he bought us instrument and we stayed in church.
Wow, that's
that's one of the things he did. When I was our president of youth fellowship, we pray. UMCA doesn't pray in tongue.
Yeah.
We pray in tongue. We have prayer meetings, and one of the days we are having prayer meeting, we are praying, and so we started manifesting. So we're doing deliverance. He came and it was hot. It was atmosphere was charged. Then all these UMCA reverend came and catch us. Then they said these children have brought evil to this church. They called us to committee. Reverend Olu Peters stood before us and said, please leave these children. Just talk to me. Any question you want to ask, ask me. He shielded us.
Wow.
He knew what we were doing.
Yeah.
He knew they didn't understand what we were doing.
Exactly.
He said, look, Segun, I know what you are doing. I know you're speaking in tongue. I have seen what you people do in youth fellowship. They say, but these people don't understand. So just don't argue with them. Don't say anything. Leave me with them. That man, the life that the Holy Peter touched in that church.
Yeah.
Until we get you for us to know.
There's a man that passed on not long ago in the church who was very committed in Tanke. He was an engineer. And recently, his wife was telling me that it was with the help of Olu Peters that the man got saved. She shared the investment, things that are not public, because I just know Olu Peters as a good pastor, preacher, guys, but the things one-on-one were remarkable. I know when I gave my life, so I became a Christian in 95. I know one funny thing happened, just similar to, you say you were having conversations with God. On this particular day, in Tanke, because we're living in Tanke, I was going from a friend's house near to my house. I was just walking down the road. All of a sudden, in a flash, I saw myself driving an SUV. On my right side was somebody I presume was my wife, and behind me were 3 children who were in their teens. And I was crossing over, I was driving the SUV, crossing over from Canada to the US. If you ask me today, how do you know where? I cannot tell you. But I just know that I saw that in 1995. That vision did not happen until 2020 something. But just to show you how God can literally show you your future. But what I'm even going to is the fact that one prayer I prayed to God was, God, now that I'm born again, and let me reconnect me with this man. Because you see, like I said, he was in Nigeria 1984 to 1994. So I mean, I knew him even though I was not really committed. I became a Christian in 95. So I missed the opportunity. Believe it or not, people like you, I used to envy and say, look at this man, he's enjoying, the patronage, the guidance. And so one of the things I said, go back to Canada, let me have the opportunity to connect with this man, and you won't believe it. That's exactly what's happening now, to the extent that, the ministry God has given me is called Manifesting Him Ministry. Reverend Peters is the chairman of our board of advisors. And so I have regular contact with him. He guides, he leads, he gives counsel. He's old, but he's still on fire. He may not be as agile as he used to be, but he's still he talks with Tunde.
He's a father.
Yes.
Olu Peters is a father. I saw him before I left Nigeria. When he came 2012, I think.
Okay.
We hosted him in Sheraton Hotel in Ikeja.
Okay.
Immediately he saw me, say, this is Segun, the man that almost got me into trouble. He's over. When I showed him, I said, this man, I said, I approve of him. I know him. I approve of him. You married a good man. That man, I can't forget it.
Yeah.
Reverend Peters.
And you said he handed you over to Reverend Odebiri?
Yes.
Are you aware? Okay, you're aware that Reverend Odebiri will be inaugurated later this month, in the month of July, as the president of UMCA.
Yes, I'm aware.
Yeah.
We talked before the election, before he was elected.
Okay.
And I'm aware when he was elected. So we talk and
you're still at
what's going on there.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
That's another man. I was saying regarding, so when Reverend Peters left, my own challenge was, I didn't know if anybody could sustain that charisma enough to make me want to go to church. And I was, looking at Reverend very suspiciously. Let's see what this man that looks gentle, this one that does not. But one thing I thank God for is that he did not try to be like Reverend Peters. He maintained calm disposition. He has a very good sense of humor. He's witty.
That's right.
And that's how he won me over. I mean, he's not necessarily trying to be, just being himself, and I'm grateful to God. And just shows that the diversity with God. God is not one side. Success is not just one track. There are different ways to attract people, which he has gifted people. And I really thank God, because Reverend Odebiri did grow that church. God, under his administration, the church grew, and I'm grateful to have been part of it. The funny thing is
Yeah.
that, so when I used to come to his house, when I became, I used to go to the house. I was telling someone recently, so I'll go there, see him and his wife, and occasionally they will give me beans. And I was saying that later on, I became the president of Worker. I don't know whether it's the beans they gave me in the house or something, but all of a sudden, I received that grace, and I'm grateful for that support I received at the early stages of being a Christian, from people like that. And you, of course, like I said, you taught me how to play the drum. So you really don't remember? You don't remember?
I can't remember.
Wow.
Can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Taught me, I think it was Calypso. One of them was Calypso T.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't remember, but there was one.
I knew I was willing to teach everybody, but I want to play drums.
Oh yes. Thank you. Do you play any other instrument apart from the drums?
Yeah, I play the keyboard, I play the
bass guitar. Oh, that's good. Even up to now?
Yeah, not as much as before, but at least
you remember you can still pick up you can still pick it up any day.
Yes.
You won't believe that only last week I started piano lessons. Only last week. Because what happened was when I was, back when I was in Nigeria, I was working for a consulting practice, and I just sacrificed one time. I bought my kids an electric piano, Yamaha electric piano, because I've always loved music. I've always looked forward to a day where my family will be able to worship God and do stuff. But I got a piano. I found out I was the one that was pushing my my kids. I got them a doctor. He was coming regularly, but they were really doing it for daddy. So when that passed and when we came here again, I tried to encourage them. So something just occurred to me. No, I think I was speaking to some members of my former church in Nigeria, and they said, "Well, you can learn it." And it just occurred to me, yeah, I'm still alive. I'm still fairly young, so I can as well. So that's why I said, okay, I won't pressure anybody again. I'll just learn it, and so I only started. So that's one of my vision, my goals for 2023, to go from complete novice to at least somebody bounce around.
That's good.
And so far, so good. So far, so good.
That's good. That's good.
So tell me about the decision, because you studied medicine in Nigeria, University of Ilorin, and then at some point you decided to leave Ilorin and foray out. How easy was that? Because I think that was the beginning of your eventual travel out of the country.
Yeah, when I finished medical school,
yeah,
the next thing was that I wanted to specialize.
Okay.
And I was thinking, what field do I want to specialize in? But there's someone who I envied his life. So I love his life so much. And that person is Professor Funsho Komolafe.
Okay, wow. Okay.
I loved him so much. I wanted to be like him.
I see.
See, my story with Professor Funsho Komolafe started when I was in my first day medical school. On the Sunday before I resumed in medical school, there was this church we used to do one program in church that everybody bring food. I couldn't even call it now. When we're still in college.
I remember now. I remember faintly. Yeah. I remember that year.
Now that Sunday, me and Brother Funsho Komolafe were carrying bench together, arranging bench together in church. See. The following day, first day medical school, I was nowhere. All standing here, jam bites, new medical student, and my doctor called. Who is Segun Ajagbe? Said, "They didn't want to see you." Money, I'm in trouble. The dean want to see me, just a fresh out jam bite. What did I do? Maybe they are going to send me out of medical school. Yeah. I was scared. So when I got to the dean's office, I saw the secretary. It was Mama Ololade.
Okay.
I said, okay, Mama is here. If anything happens, she will help me.
Yeah.
Mama came in. I said, how are you? Fine, ma. Okay, enter the office. When I entered the office, it was Professor Funsho Komolafe that I saw.
Wow.
I was like, Jesus Christ. You just say, I just want to see how you're doing. You said, don't have any problem. I've never seen humility like that in my life.
That's the word. Yes, I agree.
Such a man, so highly placed. We were carrying bench together for the not my day. Jesus Christ, I couldn't, it shocked me. The following Sunday, when I saw him, I just went straight on the phone. Why are you embarrassing? Don't embarrass me. I just said, how can people's life be like this?
Yeah.
Now, I said, God, of life I want to live. That's something like when I was growing up as a Christian, it was easy for me to understand the Bible because everything I read, I could see displayed. I could see in people's life that this is the way to do it. So when I wanted to choose residency, it automatically was radiology. What Prof is a radiologist. I want to be a radiologist. When I thought he was happy, yes, I got into radiology. But from the first year, something just kept coming to just asking myself. I don't know where the question came from. That I study medicine, must I practice medicine? I said, can I study? I don't practice medicine. And I was in NCCMDS. I was a leader in NCCMDS. I was school president. I was national vice president. How would me now not practice medicine?
Yeah.
For 3 years, I kept struggling. Then I just got this unction that moved to Lagos. But in the very first time, I'm a full-blown Ilorin boy. I hated Lagos because of the hustling and bustling. I don't like Wahala.
Yeah.
But it was so strong. And because I've been used to the way that God leads me, I knew this is this is God. So I packed my load. I didn't know where I was going. It looks like a very senseless decision. In fact, in my department, people thought I went mad. How can you quit residency? It's not that you have a problem, not that you can't pass and then you leave. No, you left willingly. So I left. A group of my friends that went racing together, they called me, they were not Christian, but just friends that were together in ARD. Say, is everything okay? We don't think you are right. We need to talk sense in your head.
Yeah.
I did not know how to answer. I said, look, by the time you finish residency, I'll be in a position to hire you. After I said, I was like, what did I just say? Where did that come from?
Yeah.
So I went to Lagos. Initially, it was hard. Then I just got into this job. Even the way I got into the job is a different case. It's a different ballgame entirely. Got into this job. And I just started having ideas. Within 4 weeks, I got to my first HMO job. I was made an head of department.
Wow.
Of marketing. I'm a doctor. Because I just got there, look at their proposal, their marketing document. I just wrote everything. I don't know where the idea came from. I just do this. So when the editor said, who did this? He called me. Said, you did this? Who typed it? I typed myself. I said, wow. How do you know this? I said, well, I just felt it to be better presented in a better way. The man made me head of marketing.
Wow.
He became a trouble. Because the people have been there for 10 years.
Of course.
They are not head of department. They actually removed the foundation of the department of their marketing, who has been there since the beginning, and put me there. So wow. I was in trouble.
Of course.
But by the end of that financial year, the accountant of the company called me and said, look, I've been in this company since the beginning. We have never made sales in a year as you have done since you began the marketing. How did you do it? I said, me too, I don't know. That is how my name went everywhere. When we go to presentation, once I open my mouth to talk, everybody just say, wow. And I asked me, why did I even know this thing? I don't know. Bible says there's a spirit in man.
Yes.
It's the inspiration of the Almighty.
There's no understanding.
He said, you didn't know that anybody teach you anything. It comes from nowhere, I don't know. God made me a name in that industry.
Wow.
And then from there, another company got me this. They made me as a manager. Within 3 years, I became a deputy managing director because I was that. Wow. That company is synonymous to me. Because everything about that company rests on my shoulder.
Wow.
I single-handedly transformed that. Let me not say me, God through me.
Yeah.
One of the things that baffled me most was we went for a presentation in Shell in Port Harcourt. They called 15 HMOs. And they had a problem. Now people should present how they can start to pray for them. My HMO was number 6. By the time I finished presentation, the head of medical affairs said, "That's it. That's what we're going to do." He canceled every other presentation.
Wow.
That is how much God just elaborated me.
Wow.
I became a wonder to myself. How did I get here? How did I know this?
That's favor. The favor of God at work.
Yes, so that is how HMO issue came. Then I was comfortable in Lagos. God has blessed us. Everything is well. We built our house. We are doing very well. There's no country on earth I want to go. I couldn't go. I've been to many countries based on the job because we're dealing with some hardcore people who don't take care of Nigeria. So you just wake in the morning and say, "I want to see my doctor in Germany." I have to go and read that treatment.
Wow.
So I can get to work in the morning and say, I tell my wife, "Look, I'm going to Germany tonight. I'll be back to you this time."
Wow.
That's how tense my job was. And it was rewarding. We had money. God blessed us.
Yeah.
Then we moved into a house, and then God told me, Australia. If someone called when I said I was going, my plan was that I wanted to do. I look at myself. I'm still young. I've reached the peak of my career in HMO industry. I was the household name in Nigeria. There's no HMO that doesn't know me. So the only thing that I'm the deputy managing director. Nothing left to be the MD. And I know my boss, very wonderful man, I love him so much. He's not going to see young, he's not going to be. So I said, let me develop myself.
Yeah.
I did my MBA already. I wanted to do a DBA. So I said, I wanted to go to Harvard. That's my plan. Then one day I was in my office and I just heard about Australia. I said, I like that country. Let me go there. So I applied there. They gave me everything before Harvard answered me. Then I took 6 months leave. My plan was to do 6 months, do my coursework, gather my project approved, come back to Nigeria, do my project. I was doing about S financing. I had everything well planned out. Then I got to Australia. It was as if everything in Nigeria just got blocked, so I cannot go back.
Wow.
God, what is this? What is happening? As I pray, got to a point I said, God, I am 100% sure I'm your son. And you don't punish your home for nothing. What have I done? What is going on? Why is everything going wrong? I think everything that going on was going wrong. But he took me out of that one miraculously. So my life has been God's direction. And as I said, the beginning was when I started hearing God's voice.
Yeah.
And that's what has brought me to where I am today.
I think one of the fundamental things that makes life simple is when you can hear God. When you can know with certainty that this is God. It makes life easy. Because in my own life, for instance, I had some challenge at some point, and when God brought me back, I was revived. People were saying all sorts of things, and I was trying to tell them, no, you guys have the wrong information. Like, I don't know if you ever experienced where people just carry rumors about you, and you try and say, no. You know what God told me? Stop chasing. Just focus on me. He says, just look for my own validation. Once me, I'm okay with you. Every other one is. I'm telling you, it just made it easy. And what God told me is that it's only a matter of time. Everybody that you will come back. So that makes life so easy. By the way,
that's right.
I thought this was my Emmanuel beloved. Is your name Emmanuel too?
Yeah, Emmanuel, yes. My name is Emmanuel Oluwashegun.
So you have to pay me then, because I'm Emmanuel. I'm the real deal. I'm the real.
Did you see my last name? Do you see my last name?
Beloved.
So what do you think is ordinary?
No, wait. So have you changed from Segun Ajagbe to Emmanuel Beloved? Is that your new name now?
Yes, that's my name. That's my real name. Beloved is my surname.
In Australia?
It has been from Nigeria before I left Nigeria.
No. Jokes
2000.
now.
2000.
So you're not Segun Ajagbe?
No.
No, jokes apart. I'm serious.
You want to see documents? I changed my name 2011 in Lagos High Court.
Really?
Yes.
If I was thinking, when are you going to confirm? Wow, that's news to me, complete news. So if I get to Australia and say I'm looking for Segun Ajagbe, they will say, who's Segun? Dr. Segun Ajagbe.
There's nobody that bears that name here.
Wow. So, you know,
I changed my name before I left Nigeria.
Interestingly, I also go by Emmanuel here in Canada. And
Okay.
the Emmanuel was because, you know, I was living in Nigeria. I just wanted to have a new identity. And so they call me in the US, in North America, I'm called Emmanuel Adebola. But in Nigeria, I'm called Tunde Adebola. But I'm surprised, man. Nothing prepared me for this. Wow. I saw stuff on your WhatsApp stuff, but I just thought you called yourself Segun Beloved. You know, I didn't know it was, wow.
That's my real name.
So your wife is Mrs. Beloved?
Yes, she's Segun Beloved. Mrs. Segun Beloved.
Wow. That's
my children too.
That's an interesting one. Maybe you should pay us for promo there, because now the world will get to know that. Wow, I'm surprised. That's news to me.
No, it wasn't just a change of name. It was a change of identity.
Yeah, I can understand. Like Abraham.
2011, I was seeking the face of God, and God was giving me a roadmap as in what lies ahead. That year I had a diary, and everything is still in there. So one of those mornings, I woke up in the morning, and many times God speaks to me in some certain ways. For me,
okay,
it wakes me up in the morning with a word. It happens several times. You know, the first time it happens to me I was in Netherlands, Amsterdam. I went for a meeting. I was in my hotel, and I just woke up with this word just came to me. Say, you will get back home and you find nothing missing. I've never had it before. I said, what is this? Well, I just went through my prayer, but that whatever living said, you will get back home and you find nothing missing. So I didn't even know what was in the Bible. So I got home. I was talking to my wife, was telling what happened when I was away. Now, in fact, what happened was that, I used to live in Okwebi at that time.
Okay.
And if you know Okwebi houses, they're like prisons. Yeah, in fact, Dr. Moko came to my house one day in Okwebi, was like, hey, this is not safe. Because there's iron gates. I live upstairs. There's iron gate downstairs to enter the staircase. Then there's the door of the staircase. There is iron gate for my flat, and then my door. So if anything happened to get out, they said there was no light. So he told the house girl to put on generator. The house put on generator, and she just felt like something was just saying that go outside, go to the balcony, go and check. So what is this now? The girl put on generator, everything's working fine. She just reluctantly went to the balcony and found that the girl put the petrol jerrycan near the generator exhaust.
Wow.
So the jerrycan was already, with petrol in it, already expanded.
Wow.
Ready to burst.
Wow.
She just quickly put off generator, get water, and put on the thing. If that thing has exploded,
wow,
the whole 4 flats will have gone down.
Wow.
But I was far away in Amsterdam, and God told me, say, you will get back home and you find nothing missing.
Hallelujah.
And I remember that word. I said, wow, this is God. So that was the first time I heard him waking me up in the morning with a word. So after that time, when I woke up that morning, he said, as I woke up from the bed, like to go and pray, he just said, today, I've made you acceptable in the family of the beloved. He was so strong. What is this? Then remember, I've said this before. I dealt with Ephesians chapter 1 verse 6. And I said, meditate upon it. That is your name from today.
Yeah.
That's how I changed my name to beloved.
Wow, that's remarkable. Wow, that's impressive. One more thing I'd like to say before we round up. Do you remember Dunamis Choir?
Very well.
Yes, thank you.
I can't forget Dunamis Choir. With Ilorin, Olu
Peters, yes.
Yes, and you are there, all of us. It was a great experience for us.
It was a good experience, yes. I still remember some of the songs. In fact, the funny thing is that at that event, that program, I was inspired to write a song, and that song is still, I've kept it. I've played it in different places, but I'm still, close to releasing that song properly. And
That's good.
because this is Drama Square was 1997, either 97 or 90. I think it was 97. It was 97.
97.
I remember, and it was
Yeah.
97.
97. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's how many years? That's a long time ago. Yes, that was a good time. That was a good time. Thank God for those opportunities.
Yeah. Thank God for that.
Anyway, I'm happy to connect with you, and I'm sure that we're just starting. I know that your destiny is definitely great by God's grace, and looking forward to hearing more from you. You reside in which part also Sydney, right, or where?
Yeah, and I live in Aubrey. It's in New South Wales. Aubrey, in New South Wales, yes.
New South Wales, but that's the same state or province as Sydney, right?
Sydney, yes.
Okay.
Sydney, yeah.
So
Sydney is the capital.
It's capital. Okay. Sounds good. The good thing is that I'm having a number of friends that I knew that grew up in Australia. So Australia doesn't feel as far for me as it used to.
You have family here.
Yes. We'll see how it goes. All right. So thank you very much for your time. And
it's a pleasure.
we'll connect with you soon. Right.
Thank God for that. Thank you so much.